Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, and if you are returning, welcome back. Today we have a voiceover reaction video. Stay tuned for today's reaction.
Hi guys, my name is Kenna and I'm taking everyone along with me as I uncover new facts and pieces about the case where my mother tried to murder me. So I have listened to this 911 call probably a handful of times. I have shared it with a couple of the people closest to me, but I think I'm finally ready to share it with the world. If you guys haven't ever seen my story, if you didn't see my first viral Susie Stitch, or you haven't ever seen me on TikTok, when I was 10 years old, on Christmas Day, my mother tried to take my life. There's a lot of layers to this story, and I'm doing my best as I continue to uncover basically all of the evidence kind of in real time. I'm trying to relay it to you guys so you can kind of like come on this journey with me. So if you're interested in that, you can follow along or just listen to this video. It's going to be two parts. The 911 call is about 7 minutes long, so I'm going to break it up into two parts. And I'm also going to kind of debrief because it's kind of hard to not know all of the aspects of the case, but we're just going to like kind of go through it step by step. I will preface by saying, if you haven't listened to it, my mother gave me a concoction of medicine that ended up poisoning me, and I was life-flighted to Seattle Children's Hospital and given 3 Narcan reversals. I was in a coma for a couple of days and was finally able to be revived. At the time that the investigators found me at the crime scene, I was unable to be resuscitated. So my life truly is a miracle. Sorry, I'm getting kind of emotional. It comes in waves. Although there was a lot of defense during the trial that she was trying to take her own life too, and you're gonna hear in the 911 call that she isn't all there. I think it's really important to note that my mother was taking a lot of substances that made her incoherent on a day-to-day basis. She was struggling with her own addiction, and I have to kind of be careful with my words with what I share on here because some of my videos have gotten disqualified, but she was really active in her own addiction. So what the amount she took was something that her body could take, and she walked out of the house. Now, a lot of people are a little bit confused. She was the one to call 911. So she came out of her manic, or she realized that I was still alive. I don't know exactly the reasoning for it, but she did call 911 hours later. They estimate that I took the concoction of medicine at about 10:30, and there were 5 or 6 pill bottles empty on the counter, and she called around 2:30. So there's many hours, and like I said, I was unable to be resuscitated at the time that they found me. So I will pull, while I'm playing the 911 call, I'll put a couple of the crime scene videos or pictures as well. So yeah, here goes nothing. I'm also going to skip through if there are any names just for protection purposes, besides my own. All right, here it goes.
911 emergency?
Yes, I need somebody. My father and I just took a bunch of a lot of pills.
Who took the pills?
My daughter and I.
You both took a lot of pills?
Yeah.
Deliberately?
Like over 50.
What kind of pills were they?
I think I'm going to skip through that part because I don't think that I can share that on here. Hold on.
Okay, how old's your daughter?
10.
She took them as well?
Yeah.
And how old are you?
41.
21?
41.
41. Did you guys take these deliberately?
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
Okay.
I can't move my body right now, but I'm really scared for her.
Okay, is she able to talk to you? Is she conscious?
No.
She's not conscious?
No.
Where is she now?
She's in bed with me.
Okay, and is she there with you right now? Can you see her?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to get the paramedics on the way over there. I'll be right back with you. Don't hang up, okay?
Would you wait? My front door, I can't move my body, so my front door is locked,
Your front door is locked?
but my back door is not.
The back door is open, okay. Okay, I'll be right back with you. Don't hang up, okay?
Okay.
It's 613 West 14th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We dispatched the paramedics, okay? Now, until they get there, if I can keep you on the phone, that'd be great. Can you... Is there anybody else there in the house with you?
No.
No?
I kind of feel like the mother knew exactly what she wanted to do, and it wasn't to take her and her daughter's life. It was to take her daughter's life because she was used to taking drugs.
Hi guys, I'm Kenna, and this is part 2 of the 911 call of when my mom tried to murder me. If you haven't seen my videos, go to my page and you can scroll on one of my series. You can scroll down, you can just watch the Susie Stitch if you want a really quick version of it. But if you haven't heard part 1 of the 911 call, go back and watch that first, and we're gonna get right into the second part. Okay.
Okay, well, how long ago did your daughter take those pills?
We both took them about, what time is it right now?
It's 2:05, right? 2:06 right now.
At 10:30.
At 10:30? Okay. How long has she been unconscious?
Well, she just went to sleep, so I checked her heart and her breathing, and she's still doing that.
She's still breathing?
Yeah.
Well, hydrocodone, 4 different kinds of medication she's in. All right, can you get the phone? The phone is near her, right? You're near your daughter right now. She's right there with you. Would you do me a favor and make sure she's still breathing?
Yeah, I just checked it 2 minutes ago.
Okay, is she on a bed or on the floor or a chair? Where is she?
On the bed.
On the bed? Okay, would you tilt her head back, please? Is she lay her on her back?
Yeah.
Says she is. Okay, is she on her back now?
Yeah.
Can you tilt her head back for me, please?
What do you mean?
Tilt her head back so her airway is open. Can you do that for me, please?
Yeah.
Okay, she is still breathing. Okay.
I can't move.
You can't move?
I can't move.
10:30. How long have you put on something? No, I think.
I took the dog bone and some juice for her and gave them to her. She just got back from her nuts tonight and he's really abusive and everything, and I just snapped. Yeah. Not really like this, but I just snapped, and I don't control myself.
Is this house in the alley?
No. On the front.
Okay.
You walk back to those lights come on.
Rhonda, what color? Is this Rhonda?
Yeah.
What color is your house?
It's gray.
Gray? Okay.
With blue trim.
With blue trim. 613 West 14th.
Yeah.
Okay, I have officers there now. We're going to try to get you some help, Rhonda. Stay on the phone with me, okay?
I don't know if I can.
So if you can, please do that. Are you on the bed as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sitting down? Laying down?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, stay with me.
She doesn't know that she took them because I just took also and
She doesn't know how many she took? Or you?
she doesn't know she took them.
Oh, she doesn't know she took them. Did you put them in something and she took them that way?
Right here. Right now. Right here. Yes, we're here right now.
There's monsters there now?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go then.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Sometimes I get emotional listening to it and sometimes I don't. But when I think about like when I see this picture and I look at how like little I was and how impressionable and like how I just trusted my mother with like my whole life, you never think that like as a kid you have to be worried about that. And like when I hear her say over and over like she doesn't know she took them, she doesn't know she took them, it just like brings me back to her taking them or giving them to me. And I remember it was so disgusting and like it tasted so bad and I was like, please don't make me take this. And she was like, it's okay, it's gonna make you feel better. Like she just kept reassuring me that like I would feel better. So it's really hard to like hear that and just know that I was just a child. And like I see 10-year-olds now and I'm just like, they're just babies and they just have all the trust and innocence in the world. And like how horrible it is that someone could use their authority and like blind trust to hurt a kid. It's just beyond me. Okay, I'm gonna get it together here. Okay, another part of this whole thing is that like in the call she said like I can't move, like she wasn't able to like move my head, and like you can tell she's really messed up. But a really important part of this is that she walked out of the house. Clearly I was not okay, and like if you guys saw in that photo, like my whole arm was super red, like I was losing circulation. Like I said in the probable cause, I'll read that next in the next part, but I was unable to be resuscitated. So like I wasn't breathing how I was supposed to be, and they had to take me out on a stretcher and life flight me to Seattle Children's, which was 2.5 hours away from where we lived. And she walked out of the house. So she was able to move, she was able to function. And while she did have medication in her system, it wasn't anywhere near the amount that I had, especially for her who was taking that kind of medication every day. And for me, who was 10 years old and was taking over 50 pills. I'm gonna show you guys some other pictures from the crime scene. Oh, there's a cop outside my apartment. So this was our house that we were living in. So like you can see the quality of photos, it's not gonna be very good, but this was our house. The lights were already on, which is interesting. This was our like living room and dining room area. There's a phone right here, but she must have had one also in the bedroom, I assume. These are the last will and testaments. She had 2 copies printed here. I'm covering up some names on this, but this was another copy of the last will and testament. This was left in our kitchen, on our computer table, and she left another copy here. I do have a copy of this and I will be reading it as well. It's just a little tricky because I do have to leave out names and I do still want to protect some people's privacy. These were all the medications that were left. This was our kitchen, like our countertops. So all of these prescription medications were filled within 20 days, and they were all empty when they came to the crime scene. This was also another photo of our computer table. This is where she was like sitting when I kept coming in and out before she gave me the medicine, so I knew she was working on her computer. Other court documents say that she was still working on the computer and printed it after she had already given me the medication. So we didn't take the medication at the same time. This is kind of a blurry photo of me that they took when they were taking me out. I don't know if you guys could hear in the 911 call too, but she said I just snapped. I couldn't control myself. So that was a huge part of the case.
Just snap. You thought this out very well.
Okay, the last video cut me off, but this is part 3 of listening to the 911 call and talking about the certification for probable cause. Oh yeah, and the last will and testament that was written. So if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2, go to my page. There is the 911 call that I just released. So part 1 is half of it and part 2 is the other half. And I kind of explain a little bit more and share some crime scene photos. Also, if you've never seen me, never heard my story, go to my page. The Susie Stitch that's pinned on my page shares a really condensed version, but if you want the long version, you can go to one of my series. And right now I'm just kind of going through in real time, getting a hold of basically all of the initial investigation and all of the videos and media that they have from my case. So this is like the first time I'm really diving in and doing this. So I'm just bringing you guys along with me. Okay, so right now I'm going to read the last will and testament, and I have to cut out some parts because I'm just wanting to protect some people's privacy, names, stuff like that. But also, so if I have to cut out things, that's just what I'm going to do. So you won't get the full effect, but you'll get some. Okay, to whom it may concern, December 25th, 2006. This is the last will and testament for my mother's name. First of all, I want to start by saying that in all caps, no one in my immediate family is to come into my home at any time. The only ones allowed after my passing are the following. I'm also prefacing, if you haven't seen my videos, my mother walked out of the house because she didn't take enough medicine to harm herself. I was life-flighted to Seattle Children's Hospital and in a coma for a couple of days. I was given 3 Narcan reversals. So it's really hard because a lot of people say, oh, well, she was trying to also take her own, and I have a hard time with that narrative, but that's what is shown and you will kind of hear in this letter. I want McKenna and I cremated as soon as possible, and for all of you to take us to the spit and spread our ashes. Dad might not make it, but that's okay. I want no service of any type. I'm not going to say the name, but I'll just say my brother is allowed to take anything that he feels he will need in the future. Everything from his room, all of the food can be taken, and any DVDs that he wants, and give the rest to my sister. And when I say it's mine, it's not hers. He knows the code to my email. I would like an announcement sent out to everyone since they are spread all over the place. The telephone code is just that you dial the number and then the PIN is blank. I don't suppose that my sister will need much. Please give her all of the Christmas presents and all of the movies and DVDs. Please sort the pictures and give each of them ones of all of us. Please sell everything else and put it into a savings account. If people want to send anything, they can send it there. I have a check coming from work and income tax that may help pay for any expenses. Selling my car should get some money as well. Okay, now in this part, she addresses certain people, like, and I'm not going to say the names, but I'll just say, I'm actually just going to skip the 2 that's for certain people because I just want to protect the privacy. This one is to my dad. You are such a horrible person with so many abusive behaviors, and I'm afraid of what would have happened to McKenna if I didn't take her to heaven. She is finally, after 10 years, safe from you and your mental and physical abuse. This was her narrative. I'm just reiterating that. Cheryl, which is her mom, my grandma. You got your wish. You have despised me for 41 years, and I'm the child you never wanted and was always jealous of and actually hated. You told me that several times on the phone. Imagine screaming at a grown adult in front of their children because she snuck half an oyster. What kind of person does that? Which the irony is crazy. She addresses a couple other people and then says, to all of you, thank you and God bless you for helping me. After 41 years, I can take it no more. I made the mistake of thinking I could depend on her boyfriend at the time. I needed him the most and he chose alcohol. Sound familiar? Please forgive me for the pain. I know this is not an easy task. I love you and I will see you again one day. So there's that. It's really frustrating because just knowing that she was able to walk out of the house, it's like, it puts me in a weird position of like, did she really try to take enough medicine for herself in this, or was this just a stunt? Did she really think that I would be able to not make it? Or like, it's just a really weird thing. I've seen a lot of people questioning that and like have questions themselves, like, why was it just you? Or it sounds like it was her as well. And I don't know, I've just come to the conclusion myself that she didn't take enough because she was constantly taking that much medicine and my little body couldn't control it. And so like kind of what I've come to is like she realized, she kind of came out of her manic and realized that she was still breathing and coherent and like knew that feeling and knew that I was not doing well, and that's why she called. But okay, in the next video, I'm gonna read the certification for probable cause, but I kind of just want to like debrief what I have shared already and kind of like unpack it a little bit. So I also have seen people talk about like how she became manic and you know, it sounds like she was really jealous of my father and all of that kind of stuff. So in here she talks about like the abuse that she endured at the hand of my father, and well, I can't really talk a ton on that, and I'm not sure if I want to. I do know that their relationship was extremely tumultuous, and I do know that my dad has struggled with his own mental health and addiction his whole life as well, which a lot of you guys have asked about. I'm still coming to a place of what I'm comfortable with sharing on behalf of my dad, and since this is kind of focused on my case, I'm not going to go too much into that, but they had a really tumultuous relationship and she really hated my dad. I think a lot of you are right. I think she was really jealous about the Disneyland trip. I think that there was a combination of things that kind of aided in her manic during this time. However, it wasn't just a split decision to do this act. During the court, there was a lot of evidence that showed that there was a lot of premeditation. So the medicine being filled all within the past 20 days, her even writing this letter shows that like when you just snap, it is truly just a snap, and mental health professionals will explain that. And this was very methodical and thought out. There were phone calls made, there was this written, there was the prescriptions filled. There was a lot of different things that showed that this wasn't just a split of the moment snap. And also in the 911 call, it does show like kind of the reasoning why, and how she said, well, she didn't know she took it, and she came back from her dad's, and it's kind of this narrative she created that she didn't want me to go to my dad's because he was super abusive. I will say my dad never physically abused me, and so when I was in the hospital, I wasn't able to see anyone because that was kind of the narrative she told them, and that's why I had to go into a foster family when I got released from the Seattle Children's Hospital. So it's kind of like a lot of layers to that. Whether she experienced the abuse or not, I can't speak on, because I don't have like physical memory of that. I know that they both would scream and yell at each other on the phone and all of that, but as far as like physical abuse towards me at this point to like my 10-year-old self, that was not the case. So that was like her defense. In her mind, for a while, she was trying to say that she was saving me, which is really crazy because my dad never hurt me. It's kind of like her idea in her head. She's also mentioned that it was an act of God to save me, what she did. And I can go into that more later, but I had a caseworker come and say, you will never get your kids back, to her face. And she was not happy about that. But she never got her kids back.
What did she expect? She tried to take her daughter in her life.
Hi guys, it's Kenna, and this is part 4, sharing new evidence and the 911 call in the case where my mom tried to murder me. If you have not seen part 1 through 3, go to my page. I just released it today. For the first time ever, I released the 911 call. So go listen to those. And the last video, part 3, I read the last will and testament, and now I'm going to read the certification for probable cause. Basically what this document is the officer who first initially did an investigation. He wanted to write this certification for probable cause to believe that the person arrested was committing the following crime, and it keeps them in jail. And then from there, what I believe is then the judge bases his bail on this document and why she should be kept there and like what she did and what she's being accused of. So for the purpose of privacy and legal reasons, I'm going to just keep some names out of it. But like I've said before, all of this is public information. Anyone, anywhere can go into their courthouse and get any public records from past crimes that have already been, like the cases have been closed. So that's just what I did. I went in and put in my name and got the public records that are available to literally anyone. So this is the certification for probable cause. I, a law enforcement officer with the Port Angeles Police Department, based upon the following narrative, I believe there is probable cause to believe that the person arrested and the name named above has committed the following crime: attempted murder in the first degree. And it says narrative. On 12/26/2006, just after 2 a.m., Marcy telephoned 911 dispatch and reported that she had taken and given her 10-year-old daughter a large amount of pills. She stated that the pills were taken at 10:30 p.m. She named some of them and stated that it was done deliberately in attempt to, I'm gonna blank that out. Marcy stated that she is now afraid for her daughter and needed help for her. Marcy claimed that she could not physically move to assist with providing emergency care for her daughter at the request of dispatch. Emergency personnel responded to the residence. Marcy and her daughter were found in her bed. McKenna was unconscious and could not be revived. In this document it says MH, but I'm just going to say McKenna because I know that's me, but legally they don't name minors. Marcy was able to communicate with fire department and police department personnel and was able to walk out of the residence with assistance. Port Angeles fire personnel transported Marcy and McKenna to Olympic Medical Center where they were treated. Physicians at the hospital confirmed that lethal doses of opiates and other things were found in McKenna's blood screen. McKenna did not regain consciousness for over 24 hours. Physicians at Olympic Medical Center emergency room informed officers that the pills that had been taken appeared to be a lethal amount if not treated immediately. Officers found 6 empty bottles on the countertop. The bottles were labeled with the following and then labeled the medications. 4 of the 6 bottles were labeled had been filled within the previous 20 days. Upon initial contact with the police, Marcy told officers and medical professional that she had taken a lot and that she had ground up them and put them in a drink for her daughter, who unknowingly drank them. A search of the home revealed evidence that corroborated Marcy's claims. In addition, 3 copies of the last will and testament letter were found. 2 of them were signed and placed on the dining room table. The letter clearly stated that Marcy intended for her and McKenna to be deceased when the letter was read. The letter was titled Last Will and Testament for Marcy and dated December 25th, 2006. In the letter, Marcy talks about whom is allowed in her house, what funeral arrangements she wishes for McKenna, and what other items in the house her other children may have. when she directs derogatory statements to her mother and the father of McKenna and apologizes to her son. On 12/27/06, Detective Enzer interviewed McKenna in Seattle. McKenna stated after arriving home from the airport on Christmas at about 10 p.m., she complained of an upset stomach. It was a toothache. Her mother gave her a drink of grape juice that had white chunks in it and tasted really bad and told her to drink it all and that she would feel better. McKenna described the cup that she was given and the drink in it. McKenna did not see her mother take any medication when she went to sleep. Sometime after 10 p.m. on Christmas night, her mother was writing a letter on the computer. Based on the evidence located in the residence and Marshy's statements, it is clear that she intended to murder her daughter and when she administered a concoction of juice and pills to McKenna, and she acted with premeditated intent. And then I certify under penalty of perjury, and then the signature of the detective himself. Gosh, this stuff is just so crazy. I have kind of mentioned this in another video, but it is so wild to me that I was unable to be resuscitated. This document, actually, the first time that I saw this document was in April. So I had a little bit of time to process. I read it a couple of times, but that was the very first time in the past 17 years that I realized that I was unable to be resuscitated. When you read something like that and you start getting the facts, like, of course I lived through it, but I kind of got a narrative from like both sides of my family, like the way they explained things to me when I was a child and how I grew, like as I matured and grew up, like more information was given to me, but then also like some was tainted by my dad's side of the family and some was, you know, filtered through my mom's side. So like everyone has this different like filter in which they see the story. So when you just see the hard, cold, stone cold facts, it hits you a lot different. And I realized that I was in a coma. I realized all of the things that happened, but I didn't realize I was unable to be resuscitated. And it just goes to show how big God is. And like another reason why I'm sharing my story, because there's a very real reason why I'm still here today and why my life wasn't taken. I kind of share this in another video, but I have a tattoo on the back of my neck. It's the semicolon and it says, "Your story isn't over yet," because I truly believe that like when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Like I have full faith in God and I believe in heaven and I know where I'm going. But I truly believe that like God did not want my life to end then, and he didn't want that to be my story. My story isn't one of just deep, deep pain. While there's a lot of pain within my life and within my story and the things that I've gone through and dealt with, there's such a bigger story at hand. And the fact that I was unable to be resuscitated, I was in a coma, I was given 3 Narcan reversals, and I, a few days later, walked out of the hospital with nothing wrong with me, is absolutely incredible. Like I truly thank God every day because my life is such a miracle. And I just know that he is going to use this story. He's going to use every bit of what I share and the courage that I have to share it and the strength that it takes to share this. And, you know, honestly, like there's a level of strength that I have to push through fear of what other people are going to think, or if my family's going to be mad, or if, you know, all the ifs, the what ifs and the what ifs. But I truly believe that I am supposed to share this story and that there are people out there on TikTok around the world that need to hear a victory story. I think so much in the media today, we hear of the stories of like people not making it through hard times and life being just this constant struggle. And while I believe that our journeys are never easy and they're never linear, it's always going to be the hills and the valleys and the ups and the downs, there truly is light at the end of the tunnel. And if I could share anything, it's that we have the opportunity and the power within ourselves and with God to rewrite our stories for ourselves. If people tried to take that away from you, if your parents did, if other people in your life, if other guardians, like if you have things in your generational past that you feel like limit you from giving you the opportunity to make the life that you would like to live, I just want to tell you that that's completely a lie. God is able to do abundantly more than we could ever hope and ever imagine. He has the power to heal. He has the power to restore. He has given me so much healing and so much strength and so much courage to share the story, to heal from the things that I've been through, to create a life that I love. I live in a beautiful place now. I am healing. I am growing. I am running a business myself. I'm getting to write my book. I'm getting to share my story and get connected with all of you. I mean, it's an incredible thing that I get to connect with almost 80,000 of you and be able to share my successes so that you guys can feel inspired too. So yeah, I just hope that that encourages someone today.
I'm just saying, some things does not add up. Like, she had 2 other kids. Why this only child? And I wonder whether she has a father of her own and don't share a father with the other 2 children. Because why her and, her mother, but her mother had 2 other children. So why not the 3 kids and her? That she take lives. I just don't get it. I feel like she was doing this to get back at the father because she knows that harming her daughter would do something to him. Like, because I don't think this was planned for her to. I think she was planning on surviving and her daughter not living, but her conscience just wouldn't let her after a couple of hours, so she called 911. I don't know, but I feel like that this was definitely planned and not a spare of the moment situation. Like she trying to make it seem, the mother, but oh, bless her heart that she had to even go through any of this, especially with a person that's supposed to protect, love, and care for her is willing to talk her into losing her own life. Like, you guys, drop down in the comment section what you think about this story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And if you are returning, you know how we like to do it. Like, comment, and share. I hope you all have a blessed day. Peace.